Hey, you guys, welcome back to number 3 of our Worldview installment, our Engaging the Culture in this upcoming election. And by the way, all of these truths that we're talking about, you can use for anything, college campus, debates in high school, voting, anytime. Great fun at the table. Here's a big one. The third one that we're going to talk about is gun control. Gun control. What in the world, what can the Bible say about gun control? Well, first of all, listen to this. Jesus said in Luke chapter 22, around verse 36, Jesus said, just before he went back to heaven, he told the disciples, he said, hey, if you don't have a knife, go sell what you have, go buy a couple of knives. Isn't that wild? Now, some people today will say, yes, he meant for them to go buy knives so that they could hunt and survive and feed themselves. That's cute, but that doesn't fit. The entire context of what he said is regarding a hostile, dangerous world. So watch this. The issue about gun control, hey, will you allow me to say this? We say gun control, but can I include knife control, baseball bat control, rock control? What I'm saying is, we can use anything to kill somebody. I can use my hands to kill somebody. So it's not just gun control, it's hand control. It's heart control. What are we talking about here? Guns kill people. They do not kill people. In fact, I would argue with you that guns save people. Because we have seen in America that when there's some crazy lunatic that has a gun and he's shooting the place up, you know how you stop him? You know how they've been stopped? With another gun. Thank God somebody in the theater had a concealed weapons permit, or the police officer had a gun. So guns do not kill, guns do not do anything. It's the crazy behind the gun. And if we outlaw guns, for example, like other nations have, or cities in America, did you know that one of the most dangerous places to go to, I won't even go there, I won't leave the airport, is the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago is a gun-free zone. Guess who doesn't have guns? All the good people. Guess who has all the guns? All the bad people. There are more shootings in Chicago and deaths in Chicago than in most places in the world on a monthly basis. Can you believe this? It's absolutely wild. It's crazy. And I encourage you, go look where there is gun-free zones. You know what happens? A bad guy sees a gun-free zone and he takes a gun into that zone. And if all guns were all melted down and thrown into the ocean, people would use rocks. In China, the main mode of murder is used there with a knife. So you should outlaw knives. Listen, Cain killed Abel in the Bible. First physical murder in the Bible. Cain killed Abel. What did Cain use? He used a rock. So we should outlaw rocks. You see where I'm going with this? The gun issue is not the gun issue. The gun issue is actually a heart issue. You know why the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment? It's pretty awesome. The Second Amendment is your right to bear arms. And the Constitution defines that we would not be like England, where a militia could come in and take us over. A government could take us over. No, we would defend ourselves. And also this, that we have the right, our founders understood that we have the right to defend our property and our family. And they wondered where that came from. And it was agreed, listen, you know this, they all agreed that it's a natural law. It's a natural law. You can outlaw a person's ability to defend themselves, but they're still going to defend themselves. So our founders said that's a natural law. It's found in nature and it's found in God's word. So we're going to make it the Second Amendment for a reason. First Amendment is equally as powerful as a natural law. Freedom of speech, freedom to worship, freedom to express, and the freedom of the press. Why is it the First Amendment? Because you can outlaw freedom of speech. Guess what people are going to do anyway? They're going to talk about it, right? They're going to talk. And our founders said, guess what? You can't shut people up. Even if you try to litigate that, you can't shut them up, and you can't prevent them from defending themselves. And then I want to kind of bring this a short talk to a conclusion this way. I had a professor here in Southern California come to church and say, Pastor, I'm very, very upset and offended. You today prayed for a military soldier that was heading off to war. You brought him up on the stage and you prayed for him. And that's a very, very terrible thing to do, because I don't believe in that kind of violent endorsement. And I said, what do you mean violent endorsement? That guy is military personnel to protect our borders and to protect the freedom of other nations. He said, no, if I had it my way, there would be no weapons at all, none of that. And I said, I want to ask you a question. If you know that somebody's in your neighborhood or in your region killing people, and I see that you have a wife and a daughter here, at what point would you defend your own home? That's what the police officers are for. I would call 911. Well, what if there's a lot of people killing people, like there's anarchy, and the 911 guys can't respond in time? And you heard just recently up your street that there's a man that just killed an entire family, and he's walking toward your house. What are you going to do? He said, I'm going to make sure that my family's safe. I said, so you're going to lock your doors? Yes, I'm going to lock my doors. I said to him, his name was Kevin. I said, Kevin, what are you going to do if the man's now with a baseball bat or a machete walking across the street toward your house? What are you going to do? You know what he said? He said, I'm going to get my baseball bat or my machete. And I said, Kevin, you just expressed an absolute natural truth. When push comes to shove, you will defend your wife and your baby. Good for you. And that's a natural law built into man by God. So the issue is not gun control. Here's what we need to do when we come to vote. We need to vote for those who are for gun liberty or freedoms for the general population. We do need laws in place to keep crazies from owning guns. Absolutely. But we should never take guns away, knives away, rocks away from the citizens. Then they have no ability to protect themselves, and one crazy man could wipe out an entire neighborhood because people have been robbed by their government to defend themselves. So we need to think wisely. Truth is, we need heart control. We need Jesus Christ to change our hearts that we might love one another. That's what should be talked about. Hey, we'll see you back next time for installment number 4 of our Worldview, Engaging the Culture Considerations.